let's go over some mount pressure, okay? So I'm going to be here on top in the mount, right? Always, when I'm in the mount, I want him to carry my weight. So I'm going to be laying my hips down and crossing my feet in the back, okay? As opposed to just regular grapevines. So from here, look, I'm low, my knees are up off the mat, right? And I'm putting the weight. So from here, I always want to start to control under the head. So now I can start to lean and put some shoulder pressure, right? If his head is completely like torqued over this way, there's not really any way he's going to bridge me out that way, okay? So if I have a good pressure here, it's going to be very, very hard for him to bridge against it, okay? So here, I start to walk the arm up. If I can, I'm going to hold 4 fingers in the armpit, right? Staying heavy, laying my weight down. Now, my left knee is going to slide high. I pull his weight up, sit almost over the solar plex here, right? And just make him feel the weight. And when I'm ready, I take the left hand out, I start to wrap the wrist, I drop the head, and I pass the leg over the top, okay? If he's defending like this, look, I create some space, cross my feet under again, right? I can start to lock like a choke here. I fall towards the head and catch the armbar. If the guy won't let me, grind his arm up, right? So from here, same thing. I'm working this up, no go, okay? So from here, I'm going to start to set up my Ezekiel. Right, so my left hand comes in, I'm going to grab 4 fingers in my gi, and I put the shank into his neck, okay? So never with the fingers straight. Sometimes you can do the fist. I think it's a little bit too bulky, right? So I go kind of like the nubs here, and in. And so I lock, nubs in, and go, okay? The coolest thing about this Ezekiel is that the pressure here with my shoulder is so tight that he really can't defend it. He has to kind of almost go under my armpit that's glued to his chest to defend, right? And this hand is over the top too. Okay, so as long as I have a good pressure and like a good base, I can really set this up and he can't do too much to defend. So, putting pressure and weight in side control, right? So always I want to make him carry my weight. I'm going to be here, one hand under the head, blocking, okay? If I'm on my knees here, not that much weight, but I'm going to start to come up onto my toes, okay? Also from here, I'm going to start to come up off my elbows, all right? So now I'm looking to angle my weight through like a single point, okay? It's almost like a flat bar across my chest that's touching him. Okay, so I want to angle everything through a single point, right? And I'm going to either aim for his solar plex or his chin, okay? Look here when I go, look, I'll put my toes up on up off my elbows. I'm going to sink and put almost like my rib right here into his solar plex, okay? I shift and go. And I can even start to pull him up a little bit here, too, just for a little extra added weight, right? If I switch, I don't want to put my weight into the chin. Look, I'm going to lock, right? Either making a grip in the gi or kind of holding in the armpit or as close to the armpit as I can. And I'm going to shift my hips down into the chin. My left hand, since my legs are exposed, are going to block his legs here from recovering the guard. And I sit, wait. All right, so setting the kimura up from side control, right? I'm going to be here. My left hand is going to start to come over the top, right? And I'm looking to come up under the elbow in this position. So I'm looking to come up under the elbow, right? If the guy is starting to like lock his hands together behind me, look, my right hand comes across the stomach. Let's turn a little bit. So my right hand comes across the stomach, the solar plex. I lock my left hand on top, and now I'm just going to like lever it here, okay? As I'm starting to step and circle, okay? From here, I keep going, I lean my weight forward, boom, until I can lock my kimura grip, okay? From here, if I want the submission, I'm going to rip away first and then drive it to the back, okay? If I can't get this, I try and yank, no go, right? I'm going to open my leg here. So I open, my left leg comes up. So I open, my left leg comes up. If John's crunching up here, right? So he's crunching up. I can't just throw my leg over the top all lazy. I'm going to enter my heel at the hip, or at the crease of his hips and kick through. Okay, now from here, my left leg, or my right leg comes over the top. I create some space, cross the feet under the forearm, and start to catch the armbar. Okay, it's almost the same setup as if his arm is down. So we went over, right, his arm is pointing up, I come here, I lock. Okay, if his arm is pointing down, same thing, I'm under here, again, elbow in the sternum, right, I start to spin. From here, I fold and switch my hands. So here I switch and lock. Okay, so same thing, rip, go, or I drop, open, heel through, and I catch the armbar. Going to the back mount, right? It's a very similar setup as the kimura grip to the armbar, okay? If he's on his side here and I have my seat belt, right? I'm gonna put the pillow, so my right leg goes in, I lean up towards the head. Now, my left leg comes through, and I'm just gonna pull him up on top of me, okay? And now I finish in a good position here where I have my leg across his hips, and I'm kind of angled out under him, okay? So with my choking hands pointing down, I never want his shoulder to be on the mat here, otherwise he could start to turn away from me, right? But if I'm on his back and I have this good angle, I'm happy, right? So now I can start to go for the armbar, I lock my kimura grip, open up, I dump him into the space and go, or the bow and arrow choke here, same thing, I make my grip the knee or the other collar here, open up, dump him into the space, and I lock, okay? If, let's say we fall to the good side, or the good side, where I have the choking hand pointing up, so here, my choking hand is pointing up, okay? So from here, if I want the armbar or if I want the bow and arrow, I can't do that on this side, okay? So I make sure that the guy isn't turning into me. I hook here, okay? I can start to take my left leg, or my right leg out to the ground. But from here, I'm gonna keep him up and out and over. Now, again, I'm on my seatbelt, on the knees. I put the pillow, throw the leg over, and reset. And now I have all my same options, okay? So, last one, kind of the magic trick of the kimura, is the flying kimura. So if I'm in half guard or open guard, or pretty much anywhere, and I can start to make this kimura grip, I can dive out of the position. So here from the top, I lock, I dive out of the position here. Okay? Always I want to keep the grip in the pocket. Okay? If he brings his arm up, he can turn into me pretty strongly, and I lose this. But if it's in the pocket and he starts to turn in, I can follow. Okay, so I'm looking to put my knee inside, left leg on top. I open him up here and come to the top. Come to the back mount with the kimura grip here. Okay, so seatbelt, boom, I kick him out. Right, up to my knees, put a little angle, and now I'm ready to rock and roll.